Hello and welcome to this I Teach Stamping video tutorial. I am very excited to share with you today an easy way to get that great vintage look that's really hot right now, whether for card making or scrapbooking. And I'm going to show you one of the must-have toolkits to do exactly that. This is our new Distressing Essentials toolkit from Stampin' Up. It's new to our catalog this year, and there's several different things in it. Today we're going to play with the tea stain ink and with this stamp right here. Now, when I first got this kit, I didn't really understand why there was just a plain stamp with no image on it in this kit. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly why we have it. This also comes with 3 different type files, some sanding blocks, and I'll be showing those on future videos. So to start with, I'm going to take a piece of vanilla cardstock and my Medallion stamp. I'm going to ink this up with the Versamark and turn it over and stamp. Then I'm going to take our clear embossing powder, and I love these powder piles because you can sprinkle as much powder as you want in here, and then it's got the little pour spout on the end so you can get everything you didn't use back in the jar. No mess. So that's how you're going to have your medallion. So I'm going to set this aside, and I would heat set it. So to heat set it, you just want to turn it on and wait for that color to go, your powder to turn clear. So I've got one that's already done, and what you want to do after that is just tear it out in a circle. So that's how I have it. Okay, so now we're going to move to our tea stain. Now this is one of our little ink spots, and traditionally when we do distressing, we take it and we drag right over our project. Well, you can do that, but here's an easier way. I'm going to take this and ink up that plain stamp, and I'm just going to rub. And see how this way I'm not getting any of the bold lines from that ink spot, because that was one of the things that people were always not real thrilled with, is you could see the actual outlines from the spot or from their ink pad. So this is just going to help us in smudging it. And then if you want to get into those creases a little bit better, you can just go on an angle with it. So that's how we're going to get that distress look. Then you just want to take a Kleenex and wipe off the embossed part, so you get that natural aged look. So now we're going to do something that the first time I did it, I was not too thrilled with it. We're going to take this and we're going to crumple it. But what we're going to do first, this is an old Stampin' Mist bottle. I'm just going to spritz it with water, because wet paper is easier to crinkle up than dry paper. The other thing about this distressing ink is it's water-based, so when you spray it with water, that color is going to run, which is going to add even more to that vintage look. So I'm going to take this and set it aside. Alright, so now I'm going to switch to my big background stamp, my In Francais one, and I'm going to use the soft suede ink with my brayer. This is my favorite way to ink up background stamps. This way you don't see the sharp lines of your ink pad on your project. So while I've got it like that, I'm just going to take my very vanilla cardstock, layer it right on top, take my scratch paper and flip it over, give it a good rub. Alright, so now whenever I pick this up, you'll see those beautiful words on there. Doesn't that look cool, just on its own? Alright, so now we're going to go back to this same tea stain. Now I'm going to ink this up. If I were to stamp directly or use this directly onto the cardstock, what you would see would be the harsh lines. See how you see that? But with this, what I can do is just take it and just rub. See, now I don't have any of the harsh lines on there. So I'm just going to go around and distress it. Alright. And then what I would do is just tear around the edges. And I actually tore off one of the corners. So this is what it's going to look like once you do the tearing. Now we're going to go over to a piece of our craft cardstock, or now it's called Crumb Cake. And I'm going to take that same water bottle. I'm going to get this nice and wet, and I'm going to crumple it. Crumple, crumple, crumple. And you open it back up. You can crinkle it in some more. You can tear it if you want. Anything to give it that nice distressed look. Then I'm going to grab one of the files. I want to get my round file out of here. And I'm going to use this. I'm going to wet this corner, get it nice and good and wet. I'm going to take this and I'm just going to wrap it. Just kind of roll it up. I'm going to pull that out and I'm going to let this sit and dry. And when it dries, you're going to have this nice hard finish to it, and that corner is going to stay perfectly rolled up for you. Now once this is just dry, you can also take this and distress this as well if you would like. So with this stamp, you're going to get those crease lines to really be good and popped. Now on this one, you're not going to really see it because we're going to cover it up, but I wanted you to be able to see how that worked. Okay, so now we're going to build our card. So I'm going to grab my snail adhesive, and I'm going to start with a Night of Navy background, and I'm going to take this, crumb cake cardstock, and I'm going to layer this. I've already got this scored. Let me fold it. I'm going to layer that right on top. Then I'm going to take my words, and that's why I tore off this corner, is so it would tuck right into where that rolled up part was. Okay. Then I layered the finished medallion onto some more Night of Navy. And then I'm just going to take a couple dimensionals around it. So normally I would just go ahead and stick this straight onto my card. But I want to show you one more thing. That's how you can use the distressing tools with the jumbo brads. So these are our vintage brads, and this is our vanilla. So I'm going to go back to my distressing kit. And I'm going to take the sanding block out of here. I'm just going to take it and rough this up. So by taking the finish off of it, it's also going to allow me to distress it. I'm just going to take that and go right on top. And then just dab off the excess. And so that's how I'm going to have that beautiful brad to match. So now all I have to do is take my paper piercer and go down through the center of this. Okay, I can't put my hand on my paper piercer, so I'm just going to use this. There we go. And then take my brad and stick it down through there. Remove the dimensionals. And just like that, I have a beautiful vintage distressed card, made very simple with our Distressing Essentials toolkit. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and you can find all the instructions on how to make this card listed on my website at www.iteachstamping.com. You can also order any of the supplies that you need straight from that website. And remember, I don't just sell rubber stamps, I teach you how to use them. Have a great day!